Hello and welcome into the PHNX Cardinals podcast, your premier Arizona Cardinal podcast, halftime edition. We are live at the Hard Rock Stadium here in beautiful Miami, Florida. I'm Johnny Venerable. He's Bo Brock. The Arizona Cardinals trail 13-7 at the half to Miami. A lot to take in, a lot to go through. But I do think, Bo, as opposed to how that game started, Cardinals have to feel okay about their chances getting the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. There was, not enough opportunities. Defense couldn't get off the field there. It was a good job in forcing the field goal after Blake Gillikin pinned them deep. They get a couple crucial third downs, but the offense just 2 or 3 series. The opener was a dud, and then, you get Marvin Harrison Jr. going, an explosive 25 yards, and you get this offense kind of sparked. They find their way to the end zone. Kyler Murray, vintage scramble drill, finds Michael Wilson, and they're just down 13-7. I think a pretty decent job on the defensive side in the first half.
Yeah, let's start with the defense. A terrific job by Nick Ross, all things considered. I know the end result isn't ideal. 13 points against this Miami Dolphins offense with the return of Tua. We're here. We're in person. It's an emotional day. Tua got a thunderous ovation from this crowd, Bo Brock, when he came on the field. Opening drive, touchdown. Cardinals had multiple opportunities to get their hand on a football, specifically Jalen Thompson in the red zone. And all that to say, you hold them to just 1 touchdown and 2 field goals in that first half. I think you sign up for that if you're a Cardinal fan. You knew coming into this game, realistically, to win this game, you're going to be looking at scoring in the mid to high 20s. Your defense is doing everything they can. They lost Naquan Jones potentially. Buda Baker's playing out of his mind. I give credit. Max Melton's out there battling. All the things that we hope from the offense in terms of heart and execution, we're seeing it both from the defense.
Absolutely. I mean, they had 2 forced fumbles on the opening drive, 2 fumbles, another one. Kazir White just couldn't get it on the outstretched, almost had an interception. So the ball's been in harm's way. Can they maybe come up with one of those in the second half? That would be huge. No, I'm not broadcasting out of a bathroom. I'm just outside the press box here at Hard Rock Stadium while Johnny's got the more picturesque background. But, yeah, you have to like the performance by the defense this first half. I picked on Max Melton a little bit at the end of the first half there, got Tyreek Hill going. You're hoping that maybe that's not something that continues into the second half. Still not a whole lot from Jalen Waddle. So they've been doing a pretty decent job considering everything that the Dolphins, all the momentum they felt like they had getting Tua back going in this game.
Let's talk about the offense. Again, there are signs of life as we titled this halftime show, Bo. But we're sitting here, different days, same story as it relates to the points, right? Cardinals on pace to really match what their output has been each of the last 5 weeks. And, there's really no excuse at this point. You're 8-9 weeks into the NFL season. You're on pace to score 14 points per game today. And you think about it, the Dolphins' defensive back 7 is not making plays. There are plays to be made. You've got Marvin Harrison Jr. seemingly running the wrong route. Kyler Murray having balls batted into the line of scrimmage. Run game's inconsistent. When Kyler Murray is allowed to step into some throws here, the Dolphins are on their back toes. They're on their heels, I should say. The Cardinals are going to need to score at least 2 touchdowns this half to win this game. What do you need to see from this unit? When is enough going to be enough for this team to quit middling around? They just feel like they're stuck in neutral right now.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to kind of duplicate what you did in the second drive of this game. Get the jitters out the first drive. And I thought things were trending decent direction on the third drive. Unfortunately, stalled out. Elite special teams play. Blake Gillikin's been a huge weapon for this team, but you don't want that to be a thing anymore. You want this offense to be able to put the ball in the end zone, put up some points, and you got to do that. Try to get an explosive again from Marvin Harrison Jr. and get Michael Wilson more involved. You like what you saw from Trey McBride, but do what you did on that second drive. You get the ball in 18's hands, I think great things will happen.
Yeah, he needs more targets. I'd argue Michael Wilson needs more targets, and of course Trey McBride. The Cardinals have matchup secondary nightmares for Miami's back 7. Outside of Jalen Ramsey, one of their premier safeties, he's out of this game, potentially listed as questionable. This defense is not going to hold up for 4 quarters at this rate. You cannot ask them to carry you to this victory. I'm not sure you can ask them for a turnover at this rate. The offense has to make a conservative decision right now. What kind of team are we going to be for the rest of this year? We can dictate this second half and potentially the rest of the season by taking the opening drive in the second half and scoring a touchdown and never looking back. But if the Arizona Cardinals feel like we don't need to be aggressive, we can play ball control, we can, with Blake Gillikin and company, we can play the kicking game, you will lose that game. I'm Jonathan Gannon. I'm talking fake punts. I'm talking aggressive on 4th down. I would have liked to have seen the Cardinals go for it on 4th down before the end of the half, frankly. I thought put yourself in a position on 3rd and 6 to at least try to go for it and get in field goal range. No more punting. Cardinals punt, I'm just going to say right now, if Cardinals punt twice this half, they will lose. You got to keep the pedal to the metal. This crowd is ready to explode. But one touchdown, one lead change. I mean, Tua doesn't look overly sharp. He had a duck goal on the left sideline to Tyreek Hill. He's inconsistent with his short to intermediate passes. Cardinals are actually doing a decent job in the second quarter against the run. This game is there to be won for this team. Will they win it, Bo Brock? Predictions for the second half.
Yeah, they got to put the pressure on with this opening drive here in the second half. They can't have a dud like they did to open up the game. They deferred. That means they wanted the ball here to start the second half. If they put the pressure on, I think that you've seen that you can maybe force them to try to make the deep ball happen, make the explosive downfield happen, and maybe they can put them in second, third, and unmanageable. That would be most ideal. But look, you got to make it happen, right? You have to do it offensively. I have liked what I've seen in third, in short situations from this offense. I think the play calling has been significantly better. That's a plus. But at the same thing, hopefully you're not going to get too much Tyreek Hill, Max Melton in the second half. But the way you combat that is you put the pressure on, go up 14-13 out of the gates.
Don't lose confidence in number 18. Keep him going. I'd love to see Kyler Murray use his legs more in the second half. Speaking of the second half, we will be back at some point with a post-game show. We'll not be immediately following the end of this game, but stick around. Like this video, subscribe to PHNX Sports, ring that bell for notifications when you know we will go live. Bo Brock, Johnny Venerable, Damon Dog, we will see you after the game.
We all silly like the mayor.